let's jump right into this, because today we're doing things a little bit differently. Consider this a highly focused, tough love explainer that is designed to be a massive wake-up call for your financial future. We're digging into some raw, unfiltered source material today that lays out exactly how people accidentally destroy their golden years. The source material lays it out with just brutal honesty. Quote, "Habits that keep you from retiring, you'll work until you die." Wow. That is a heavy statement, right? But honestly, it's exactly what happens when bad financial habits just go unchecked. These aren't minor missteps. We're talking about systemic behaviors that literally guarantee a lifetime of labor if you don't fix them. To fix this, we're going to do a complete retirement audit. We've distilled 60 bad habits down into 4 major pillars of failure. First, the savings void. Second, toxic investment traps. Third, debt and family anchors. And finally, the blindfold approach. Let's kick things off with pillar 1, the savings void, failing to launch. You know, saving $50 a month might feel like a really responsible win in the moment, but over a typical career, that only nets you about $40,000. The reality is you likely need $1 million to retire comfortably. Tossing spare change into a savings account just isn't going to cut it. You absolutely have to bridge that void with serious intent. And unfortunately, that void kind of just gets deeper through a compounding disaster of really poor choices. Step 1, you don't set up automatic contributions. Relying on your memory to save means you're going to forget month after month. Step 2, you borrow from your 401k. You might think, hey, I'm just paying myself back, but you are actually robbing your own money of vital market growth. And step 3, this is the ultimate sin, cashing out your retirement when you change jobs. You get hammered with taxes and penalties. As the source material so bluntly puts it, you basically just stole from old you. The absolutely crucial factor here is time. Listen, if you wait until you're 50 to get serious about this, you only have about 15 years left until traditional retirement age. At that point, you're pretty much hoping for a miracle to compound your wealth in a fraction of the time. And the harsh truth, you're not getting one. Every single year you delay costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Moving on to pillar 2, toxic investment traps, sabotaging your growth. So many people think playing it safe is the smartest move. But look, if you stuff $10,000 in cash under the mattress, inflation just eats it alive. In 10 years, its purchasing power drops to roughly $6,000. Even if you upgrade slightly, to a savings account or CDs earning maybe 0.5 to 2%, you are still actively losing to an average historical inflation rate of 3%. Playing it entirely safe mathematically guarantees a loss of your purchasing power over time. Successful investing requires balance. Going to extremes will absolutely ruin you. A bonds-only approach is way too conservative. It just won't grow enough to sustain you for decades. On the flip side, going 100% into stocks at age 60 is dangerously aggressive. A sudden market crash leaves you with 0 time to recover. But the absolute worst extreme? Avoiding the market entirely because you're scared of crashes. By staying out completely, you effectively guarantee poverty in retirement. Now here is perhaps the most shocking toxic trap of the whole bunch. 60%. That is the amount of your total potential returns that can be completely wiped out by a seemingly tiny 2% advisor fee or a high fee fund over 30 years. Seriously, think about that. You take all the risk, you do all the saving, and the bank or the expensive advisor gets to keep the majority of your growth? No way. You have got to watch those fees like a hawk. All right, pillar 3, debt and family anchors, sinking your own ship. You might still be paying for adult children's rent and cell phones, totally draining your compounding resources. Or maybe you're acting as the family bank for aging parents' medical bills. You could be carrying credit cards with punishing 25% interest rates, all while staring down a mortgage at age 65 when you were supposed to be moving to a fixed income. Listen, we love our families, but you cannot fund everyone else's life while carrying major debt and expect to have anything left for yourself. Let's just break down the pure mathematical absurdity of holding high-interest debt while trying to build wealth. If your investments are earning a solid average 7% every year, but you're simultaneously carrying credit card debt that costs you 25% in interest every single year, well, you're moving backward, fast. It is completely impossible to out-invest bad debt. The math says you lose every single year. This all builds into a pretty grim timeline. Let's say at age 55, you're still paying off student loans for a degree you got decades ago. Then at 60, instead of fiercely saving your extra cash, you take on a brand new car payment for a depreciating asset. By 65, you're still paying a mortgage. Carrying lifelong debts right up to the retirement finish line is a massive red flag. You're basically entering your most vulnerable financial years with your absolute highest overhead costs. And that brings us to pillar 4, the blindfold approach, flying blindly into the future. It is honestly staggering how many people operate with this blindfold firmly secured. No retirement goal number, no target retirement age, no calculation whatsoever of what you'll actually spend when you stop working, no strategy for when to claim Social Security, which means you're almost certainly leaving money on the table, and absolutely no tax strategy, meaning you're going to pay way more to the government than necessary. How are you ever going to reach a finish line if you never even bothered to define where it is? If you're flying blind, you're going to hit some massive, incredibly painful walls, specifically a $300,000 wall. According to our source material, that's the estimated average healthcare cost for a couple in retirement. Medicare is not free. If you haven't planned for this, for instance, by utilizing a health savings account or HSA to get those triple tax advantages, this single looming expense can completely decimate your life savings. And the blindfold approach extends to after you're gone too. Check out this sequence. Step 1, you pass away with no estate plan, no will, and no trust. Step 2, because nothing was defined, your family starts fighting over the assets in probate court. And step 3, lawyers take half of everything you worked your entire life to build. Your money goes straight to the legal system and the government instead of your kids. It's a total, entirely preventable tragedy. A complete lack of calculation leads to deeply tragic timing on either end of the spectrum too. Retiring too early, say you just decide to stop at 55 without really doing the math, means you run out of money and end up heading back to work at 75. Heartbreaking, right? But working too long is equally tragic. You're so terrified of running out of money because you never calculated a goal that you just keep working, pass away at 64, and never get to enjoy a single day of the retirement you actually earned. So I have to ask you a question drawn directly from Habit 55 and our source material. Have you done a retirement test run? Seriously, have you actually tried living on your projected retirement budget for a whole year while you're still working? Or are you planning to just wing it on day one of retirement and realize you failed when it's way too late to fix it? Because if you don't answer that question, and if you don't correct these habits, we arrive at habit 60, and man, it is an absolute gut punch. Still working at 75, still broke, still tired. This is the ultimate, unavoidable consequence of leaving these 60 mistakes uncorrected. It's the harsh, stark reality of the quote we started with at the very beginning. Which brings us to our final takeaway from this explainer. The source material leaves us with a really uncomfortable but absolutely necessary ultimatum to ponder. You had time, you wasted it. Will you start now or accept this future? It is entirely up to you. Take the blindfold off, drop the anchors, fix those investment habits, and take control of your financial future today. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.
Today.